Hello and welcome back to the Joyful Soul Creates. Charlotte here, and today I'm sharing another Stashbuster video, and for this video I'm using elements from the Love From Lizi December card kit to be my stash items. Specifically I'm focusing on the doily, which are a bit more on the vintage side, I would say, and because I tend to use more of a clean and simple style with my cards, I felt like these kinds of items are something that might stay in my stash for a while and not be used, so I thought I'd try and do something with them. I'm beginning by using a craft card base, and I've masked off a segment to the left hand side, and I'm going to ink it up to turn it white, or at least make it lighter than the rest of the card base. It doesn't go perfectly white, but I used some pigment ink for that and just applied it direct to the card to whiten it up, and you can see how different that looks from the rest of the card base. Next I'm bringing in the butterfly stencil from the card kit, and I'm laying this over my white panel, and I'm going to ink over it again, this time using Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide to create the blue butterflies on that white panel. And I did leave my masks in place because I don't want the butterflies to go outside of that white area. Because of the size of the stencil, I'm going to have to move it down partway through my inking because it does not cover the whole of the card, but that's not a problem at all. I just reposition it, make sure I'm happy with the position, and then ink up again with some more of the Mermaid Lagoon. Because the white ink below is still damp, it does lighten the Distress Oxide a bit, but I didn't mind that. You could wait for it to dry if you want, but being a pigment ink, it does take a long time to dry. Next I'm going to add on the bodies of the butterflies using the stamps from the Coordinating Flutterby stamp set, and I'm going to use yellow for these. I'm using Squeezed Lemonade Distress Oxide. At first I thought I wanted to do these as second generation stamping, which is why I put a piece of scratch paper in between and stamped there, and then removed the scratch paper and stamped again onto the card base. I decided against this in the end though, because I felt it was just too pale, because again the white ink underneath is lightening them up. So instead I stamped the bodies of the butterflies full strength with the Squeezed Lemonade ink. I also decided to add more stamping to the butterflies and stamp the coordinating wing segments because I decided they felt a bit too plain otherwise. The butterfly stamps do have the bodies included in them though, so I had to very carefully ink up and make sure I wasn't getting the middle part of the stamps because I wanted the bodies to be yellow still. And I also had to lean over the card and get my head in the way to make sure I was getting everything lined up. I did edit those bits out so you can't actually see my head getting in the way. They're relatively simple to line up though, as long as you make sure you have selected the right stamp for the right butterfly, because they are designed to coordinate with each other. And I found the easiest way to ink up just the wings of the butterfly and not get the bodies coloured was just to tap against the very corner of the ink pad. Once I'd finished all the stamping, I removed the masks from my card base and started working on the other elements. As I said, I wanted to use one of the doilies that came in the kit. I believe there are 5 in the kit, so I still have 4 of them to find a use for, but I decided I would use one, and I'm going to use one of the stickers from the kit to be my sentiment going along the centre of it. As the sticker's quite a bit smaller than the doily, I die cut a circle of one of the pattern papers to go behind it. I chose a blue pattern paper because I had used blue on my stenciling, and then I also decided to edge that circle with some darker blue ink just to help it stand out a bit more from the doily. I'm bringing in a bit more blue with some yarn or twine, and this is actually from I think it was the October card kit. Again, I thought it would be good to use up something from my stash, so I'm just wrapping this around the card, and I want it to act as the divider between my inked panel and the rest of the card base. So I wrapped the dark blue twine around. I'll use my reverse tweezers to hold it in place, and then I'm going to carefully tie a bow around the card. And I did later have to wiggle this around a bit because the bow, when I tied it, I had it at the top of the card, but I later wanted it more towards the bottom of the card. Once I was happy with the bow, I started to attach my sentiment panel elements together. I just used some Tombow monomalted glue on the back of my pattern paper circle, to which I had adhered the circle sentiment sticker, and then I'll put some more of that Tombow Monomulti glue behind the doily, and then I'll slip it onto my card base just behind that bow. And the layout I'm using for this is the sketch from the Fusion challenge. I'll have a link to that challenge down below, and I'll show the sketch in the corner here. And that completed my card. It is a bit different from what I would normally make, not exactly my normal style. I'd love to hear what you think of it and how you would use these doilies in your projects perhaps. Do leave a comment below if you have anything that you'd like to say in that regard, or if you have any other questions you can let me know that too. If you liked this video, I hope you'll press the thumbs up button, and if you didn't like it, the dislike button is right next to it. If you want to see more of me, there are a couple of other videos on screen, and you can also press the subscribe button which is on screen to make sure you never miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!